I know this will sound cliche, but I'm an Instagram model, or at least working my way up there. I know Instagram gets a lot of hate, but it has seriously opened up some amazing doors for me in my life. Last year, my photographer and I got into this huge argument, and we ended up parting ways. So I ended up making an Instagram post about seeking out new ones. I had gotten about 10 responses back, all telling me their background and why I should choose them. Well, I got a DM from some account by the name of Shelby007. He said he would love to take pictures of me. I clicked on his profile. His profile picture was of him sitting on a porch with a cat on his lap. He had no bio, he had no followers, but he was following about 2,000 people. I knew instantly I wasn't going to hire him and didn't even bother replying back. The next morning, I woke up to 10 DM notifications from Shelby007. He was asking if he could please take pictures of my beautiful goddess body. I guess he saw that I was ignoring him, because then the messages started getting disrespectful. He said I'm a whore, and a bunch of other slurs I don't think you can say on YouTube. And I was still ignoring this guy, on the verge of blocking him, when he sent a very disturbing message. He started listing off my family and close friends, first and last names, and the addresses of all of them. This had now gotten too far, where I finally replied back to him. I told him to never contact me again, and if he does, I'm calling the police and will make sure he rots in jail. I then blocked him. That same night, I was getting out of the shower and getting myself ready for bed. I saw I had a DM from a Shelby008. I couldn't believe this creep made a new Instagram. I opened it up, and the DM said, "Send nudes now, or else." I decided not to call this dude's bluff and just blocked him. I was drying my hair and putting on my pajamas when I heard this loud smashing noise outside. I grabbed a knife from my kitchen counter and went out to my front door to investigate. My 2019 Hyundai Elantra was parked in my driveway, and there was a massive rock impaled in the front window. It was completely shattered. I also noticed that all 4 of my tires were flat. I ran back inside, locked the doors, and called the police. They came out pretty quickly and did a whole investigation. They even offered to have a car sit out of my house the next couple of nights just to make sure that I was okay. The guy was never caught. I don't know who he is or where he is now, but I bet he's out there doing weird shit to other people until he does get caught. I now have a Ring camera and a gun for additional security. So, this story needs a viewer discretion advised. Last year, while I was drinking wine with my boyfriend on my front balcony, I got a notification on my phone. It was from Instagram. It was my good friend, Emily, sending me a DM about something. I opened it up. Emily had shared an Instagram post asking, "Do I know anything about this?" I opened the post she shared and saw it was a picture of a brown pit bull lab. But not just any pit bull, it was Stella, who was my pit bull lab. The picture was of Stella, seemingly laying in a plot of grass, which seemed to be my backyard. But the photo seemed to be taken discreetly, like whoever took it was trying to hide themselves. This unsettled me. I clicked on the profile who had posted the picture. Their account name was Daisy's Doggos. There were 5 other posts of other dogs I didn't recognize, but all had been taken in that same discreet, shady kind of way. I clicked on Stella's post. It was posted a day ago. The caption just said the date, and what was even weirder was there were hundreds of comments all saying just dates, like July 6, 2023, or August 5th, 2021. I had no idea what the hell that meant or why this weird-ass Instagram page had a picture of my dog. I showed it to my boyfriend, and he was equally as confused. When it started to get dark, I asked my boyfriend to spend the night with me. I honestly felt violated and scared that someone was taking pictures of my dog. He unfortunately couldn't that night because he worked overnight security, but he said he would come over first thing in the morning when he was done. Well, I made sure all doors and windows were locked, and I made sure Stella was safe too. By the time I was in bed, I had calmed down a bit and started becoming preoccupied with what I had to do the next morning. In the middle of the night, I woke up. I remember having some kind of nightmare, but that wasn't what woke me up. I could hear moving around downstairs. Terrified, I grabbed a golf club from the corner of my room and went downstairs. I entered the kitchen and saw that my back door was wide open. I instantly knew that someone had broken in. I went to shut it when I stepped on something wet. This part pains my heart to tell, but it happened, and telling it helps me heal. I looked down at what I stepped in and saw that it was a massive pool of blood. Stella, my dog, was laying belly up, her eyes rolled back and her tongue sticking out the side. She was dead, but that's not even the worst part. Her 4 paws had been severed off, like someone had taken a knife and hacked them off. I literally threw up for 20 minutes straight before I searched the rest of my house and called the police. And of course, when I got back to visit that Daisy Doggo's Instagram page, it was gone like it had never existed. The investigation is still open to this day. No one has been caught and justice has not been served. But I've gone down a rabbit hole of information. There are groups of people out there who capture, kill, and dissect animal parts for the black market. And I believe that's exactly what happened to my poor Stella that night. Please be warned, people. There are truly evil beings out there who do stuff like this all the time, and they are great at hiding and getting away with it. Just be safe and always be on the lookout for anything strange or weird. I miss you, Stella. I still can't believe this happened to me, but here it is. About 2 years ago, I was getting home late from a party my one friend threw. I was pretty intoxicated, I'm not gonna lie. And yes, I did the responsible thing and ordered an Uber to get home. At the time, I lived alone in a condo not far outside from Dallas, Texas. I had gotten home from the party at like 1 a.m. The second I got into my place, I collapsed onto the couch and just closed my eyes. That's when I got a notification on my phone. I contemplated not checking it, but then I realized it could have been this cute guy who I'd met at the party. So I pulled out my phone from my pocket and checked the notification. It was from Instagram. I had received a DM from an account by the name of Jesse4321. The account had no photo, no followers, and wasn't following anyone. Normally I would ignore these types of weird DMs, but since I was drunk, I decided to open it just to see. When I opened it, all it said was, "Want to see a dead body?" I thought this had to be a prank. It was someone from the party or one of my friends just playing some joke. But I decided that I'd play along with it just to see where it would go. I replied back, "Sure, let's see it." I could see that Jesse4321 had seen my response, but was not responding. After like 5 minutes went by, I started to get bored of this stupid little game and was about to go turn on the shower to wash off the night. I was in the hallway heading towards the bathroom when there was a loud knock at my front door. My heart sank. I rarely ever got visitors during normal hours of the day, and now someone was knocking at 1:30 a.m. I looked out my peephole and saw that my stoop was completely empty. I was about to walk away when I suddenly remembered that Instagram DM about wanting to see a dead body. I opened my front door slightly, just enough to stick my head out, and on my front steps, lying face up, was a person. I could tell that they were dead. Their mouth was wide open, like they had died in terror. There were what looked like stab wounds all up and down his torso. He was a man, maybe late 40s, beard, a large white t-shirt, and huge cargo pants. I slammed our door shut and dialed 911. A few units came out and collected the body. I was up all night, answering police questions and making statements. I showed them the DM I received not long before the body arrived on my front steps. The police determined the man on my front steps was a homeless man. Honestly, it's truly sad what happened to him. After the police left and everything was cleaned up, I shit you not, I got another DM from Jesse4321. All it said was, "Did you like it?" I was about to respond, but then realized they had blocked me. I did show this to the police, and even as I write this to you, no one was ever caught for the crime. That bastard is still out there. This was in Dallas, Texas area, and I'm frightened that this person knows where I live and is willing to commit murder. Be safe, everyone.